Hello, everybody. Today we're gonna talk about something that I've been wanting to address for a long time. Something I want to speak my mind out of because it's way too common in geek nerd culture spaces, and I think it should stop. People that stank. Holy shit, you reek. I still can't. I still find it impressive how there hasn't been any rules to implement proper hygiene. Now, I know it really depends on the person. I know everything's case by case, but overall, I tend to see a problem with any form of culture or fandom having its hygiene problem. And I personally think, especially someone who has OCD, I tend to find it especially gross. I mean, some of y'all just don't wash your hands. You all, some of y'all don't take a shower or wear deodorant. Y'all reek. Y'all stink. You know that gamer stench that a lot of people say? Yeah, there's a reason that stereotype exists because it's gross. I mean, shit. I understand. Hygiene is different for everybody, but there should be some standard. You get what I'm saying? Like, holy shit, some of you guys smell gross. To put it simply, to be honest with you, I mean, the gamer stage is how imagine a skibbity toilet would smell like prepubescent. I don't want it. It's disgusting. I don't need to get that wave of smell while walking around a vendor's table or trying to get some food at a con. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I don't want to see or smell specifically. Um, I had far too many instances of people just being really gross. I mean, heck, we've already talked about safety when it comes to, um, you know, precautions of getting other people sick. I already talked about that. It's being kind of a staple. It's kind of a staple now. We're on day 5, and I'm still talking about it because I have to highlight how important, um, safety is, especially considering that we recently had a pandemic, and the last thing we want is to have it again. So, you know, that's why I always incentivize masks, people. If you feel like you're coughing or something, wear one, please, for everyone's safety. So yeah, because I know some of y'all stink, some of y'all don't really take care of yourselves, and I know it can be difficult for some, somehow, or it can be an interesting. It can be interesting just encountering these type of people. But damn, some of you just stink. Look, it's not like I'm insulting the person or anything, but the person decided to come to the convention where it's publicly accessible to millions of people, including kids, smelling and reeking like garbage, like they came out of a compost. I mean, isn't that a little embarrassing? I mean, I go to conventions a lot, and I'm speaking from experience. I used to be a Smash player, and that means I had it the worst. I mean, Smash players, dude. Uh, for experience from being a Smash player, like the amount of times I've got the wave stench. It's unfortunately common, and I feel like that's something that should change sometime soon, because damn, some of y'all stink. Like, let me tell you a story. about my very first Smash tournament ever. I was 14 years old, and I saw this cool thing about Smash Brothers tournament. I thought they were fun. I was a kid. So, what I didn't know is that I would also be playing against adults, legitimate adults. And I was like, whoa, this is a big deal for many. Now, what I expected is that my feeble mind thought that these are adults, right? So they must have some form of standard when it comes to some of the rules, especially hygiene, perhaps. But what I came to realize later down the line is that was a little far from the truth, or at least it wasn't enforced as hard as I wish it was enforced. Because my 14-year-old mind, or my 14-year-old self, had to experience a really awkward and really disgusting moment. So I was playing a round robin match, which I had to play everyone in my bracket, and the tournament was set by divisions. You do well in your round robin bracket, you go up in divisions. Now I happen to play this dude um, that plays some of the mashiest Crom that I ever seen in my life. Like this guy was pressing all of the buttons and not really using his head, but I somehow lost because I couldn't comprehend his stupidity. So, my salty ass Yoshi. Yes, I played Yoshi, and you guys can relax. There's a sword, so swords are scary, and they were scary as a 14-year-old. Uh, I've totally body you today, but enough of the salt. So I lose 2-1, 1-2, whatever. He tries to shake my hand, and my feeble mind, remember, this is my first tournament. My feeble mind goes, sure, I'll shake your hand, GG's, man. And the receiving hand had, I noticed it too late, but by the time he shook my hand, I realized he had fucking mucus, boogus, all over his hand. Disgusting fluids that I could not describe. So after checking his hands, I realized that, and I'm secretly like, ew, what the fuck? I shook his damn hand. Brother, And I immediately tried going to the nearest bathroom to get that shit washed. Because holy crap, this man was nasty. I just shook somebody's nasty ass hand. And this was an adult. A fucking adult. This was no 14-year-old like me. This was a fucking adult. You know, and I I've realized that a lot of adults do this, unfortunately. It's very common for a lot of adults to just uh, not really be as hygiene as they should be. Uh, Sometimes, uh, if you're not careful in the fandom or any fandom, whether it's furry, Smash Brothers, or whatever it is, if you're just not careful, you're gonna encounter the wrong people, and you're not gonna have the best experience. But that's just my perspective of things. Take this with a grain of salt. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way since it was kind of important to tackle. As I've experienced this a lot and had many nasty occasions and encounters as an outsider of these communities. So, uh, yeah, PSA, if you're if you know you stink, if you're one of those people, if you know you need to perhaps take a extra shower to perhaps go and take it, especially if you do a lot of physical activity. Take a shower, man. Refresh yourself. All right. I think that's about it. See ya.